Question number 15, 2013 A level. When the marginal product of labor is equal to the average product of labor. Marginal product equals average product. Yes, do you all remember the connection? How many of you all remember how all of this connects? Let me get the picture from my theory tube. The connection between marginal curves and the cost curves. Remember, I would have taught you how all of these connect with each other, right? Give me a second. The mirror image exact, that story. Yeah. Let me come to the thing. Right, hold on. Let me open the tube and show you. Page 15 in the theory tube. Hold on. Give me a second. This is the tube. Page number 15. Okay. Right, this one. Okay. So this is the diagram that we have. Okay, I'll just paste this on your this one also. Okay, I'll paste this on the answer and then I'll explain. Okay. If you look at this, hold on, come down. If you look at this story, how does it work? Okay. I'll just zoom in this for a little, right? And then I'll put it down so that the question is visible. Okay. So this one here talks about the relationship between the product curves and the cost curves. Okay. Here you have the marginal product and the average product. And on below you have the marginal cost and the average variable cost. So these two are mirror images, guys. What does that mean? That is, when the marginal product is increasing, marginal cost is decreasing. Opposite. When the marginal product is coming down, marginal cost is going up. Okay. Then marginal product will cut the average product at the topmost point. So MP will cut AP when AP is at its highest. If that is the case, what is the opposite of that? MC will cut AVC at the bottom, right? At the bottommost point. So take some time and read this guys. These are purely theory area which you all learn. Okay, so I'll just leave this diagram here in the corner. I'll make the question also a little small. Yeah, I'll put the question over there. Okay, so you can get a screenshot, take some time and read later. Okay, so which one can we say, guys? When the marginal product is equal to the average product. So which point are we talking about? We are talking about this purple point. No, here. This is where marginal product is equal to average product. What can you say? Marginal product is at its maximum. Look at the diagram and tell me, guys, at this point, is the marginal product at the maximum? Yes or no? No, marginal product is maximum here, right? So that is no. First one is wrong. Second one, marginal cost is at its minimum. Now, at this point, is the marginal cost minimum? No, right? MCE is not here. MCE is minimum here. That is also wrong, right? Second one is also wrong. Marginal cost is equal to minimum average variable cost. Marginal cost equal to minimum average variable cost. Yes, no? Don't you think? At this point, right, these two are intersecting each other. What does that mean? They are intersecting each other, means they are equal to each other, right? So when MP equals AP, marginal cost is equal to your average variable cost, correct? So third one looks correct. We'll look at the others though. Average total cost is at its maximum. We have not drawn average total cost. It will not be at its maximum. Okay. It will also be kind of in its minimum. Wrong. total product of labor is at its maximum? No, total product will be at maximum when MP is 0. That I'll teach you when we get to a question later. Okay, that is also wrong. So which one is our answer? Our answer is number 3. So if you know the diagram, it's a very simple question. So now see, this diagram has to be in your head. You can't be drawing this and all of that in the exam, right? If the diagram is in your head, you can easily connect. Guys, I'll tell you, these questions are not tricky at all. They are very straightforward. If you're finding it hard, it's that you have not learned the unit yet. That is the reason. It's not because it is tricky. The questions are very straightforward, directly given from your notes. So if you're finding it hard, please take some time, go through your notes again and again, and you should be able to get it. Is that okay? Yes, I'll upload this on YouTube, but when I find some time. Yes, the monopoly firm will come. Going to the next. Question 60. To increase its labor force from 100 to 101 workers, a firm has to increase the daily wage rate from 600 to 650. Under this situation, the marginal cost of labor per day is. Yes, what is the marginal cost of labor? Yes, give me the equation. Marginal cost equals, what is it? Change in total cost divided by the change in labor, right? Change in labor or change in this thing. Yes. So can you tell me, can you say that the marginal cost is 50 here? You think it's correct? What will be the change in total cost? Think, guys, when you have 100 people, you have to pay 600 rupees a day. So how much is your total cost? For 100 people, you're paying 600 rupees a day. So that is a 600 and 2 zeros. That's a 60,000. When you have 101 workers, now they are saying you have to pay 650 a day. So a firm has to increase its wage rate from 600 to 650 if they are going to increase it to 101. So now what is their total cost? The total cost is now 650 into 11. Someone who has a calculator, can you do the number for me? How much is that? 65, 650, 65, 65,650. So how much is your change in total cost? Change in total cost is a 5,650, no? So if I put it into my equation here, how much is my change in total cost? 5,650. Change in labor? 1. So how much is my marginal cost? Because of that one additional person that I'm bringing in, I have to incur 5,650. Can you all recheck if that's the answer that they're giving on the textbook as well? Yes. Yeah, right. So it's not 50, guys. You can't just take this 600 going to 650. So marginal cost is, but how is your, so this is per person, right? Now, what is marginal cost? Marginal cost is the change in, I'm repeating again, guys. What is marginal cost? It's the change in total cost. So if you read the question, you can see when you have 100 people, you have to pay 600 rupees per person. So 100 into 600, how much is your total cost? 60,000. Then the question is saying, to increase the labor force from 100 to 101, the firm has to increase the wage rate from 600 to 650. So if you're having 101 people, right? If you're having 101 people, you have to now incur 650 per person. Okay. So then how much is your total cost? 101 into 650 is 65,000. 650. They are asking the marginal cost of labor. So when you get that one additional person, how much is your total cost changing by? That is what you call marginal cost of labor. When one more person comes in, how much does your total cost change by? So earlier it is 60,000. Now it is 65,000. Your change in total cost is 5,650. So 5,650, you don't even have to put it in the equation. It's one no. Because that one person comes in, your total cost changes by 5,650, which is your marginal cost of labor per day. Is that clear? 5,650, that's how you get it. How did I get 5,650, guys? 5,650 is 65, 5,650 minus this, the change in total cost case. Earlier it is 60,000. Now it is 65,650. So 65,650 minus 60,000, you get 5,650. Okay, someone wanted me to re-explain this. This one, I'll come to it after the class, but for you to understand this question, you first should know how this diagram works a little. So when you look at this diagram, you can easily get the answer. So I'll come to it after class if you don't know too much about it. Okay. Not labor force. So they're asking the marginal cost of labor. They're not asking marginal cost of producing one unit. So then you take change in labor. If they ask what is the marginal cost of producing one extra unit, then you take change in output. But here they are saying marginal cost of labor. So you take this. Okay. Now, next one. And economists, guys, these questions, these 4 questions were added in the second PDF that I sent. Okay, I have missed these questions. Okay. Economist calculates that a firm has incurred the following production costs over the course of the year. Okay. Wages, opportunity cost of owner's time, cost of materials, rent, marketing fees, interest on bank loans, interest foregone on finance provided by the owner. By how much this has been does total cost as defined by an economist exceed the total cost defined by an accountant? Yes, what do you think? Okay, can you tell me which cost the accountant will not take? So accountant will take only the direct cost. Economist will take direct and indirect both. So from this, okay, tell me, okay, does a accountant take wages and salaries? Yes or no? Quickly give me yes or no. Yes. Does an accountant take opportunity cost of owner's time? No. So this 40 he does not take. So this will cause a difference. Does an accountant take cost of raw material? Yes. Does an accountant take rent? Yes. Marketing fees? Yes. Does an accountant take interest on bank loans? Yes. Interest on bank loans are taken, guys. Remember in your profit and loss statement, income statement for accounting that you make, interest on bank loans is there, right? You take. Okay. Interest foregone on finance provided by the owner. Does the accountant take this? No, right? He doesn't take it. So according to economist will take everything. Accountant will only take this. So there will be these 2 factors that will cause a difference, right? Because the accountant does not take this and accountant does not take this. So what is the difference, guys? 40,000 plus the 15,000 is a 55,000. So the cost calculated by the 2 of them will differ by a 55,000. Very easy question, guys. Nothing hard at all. Is that okay? Fine. Going to the next. Question 18. Again, added newly. What can you say about this? Again, a easy question. Firm A reduces its workers from 250 to 200. As a result, its output decreases from 5,000 to 4,800. Firm B increases workers from 800 to 1,000. As a result, output increases from 2,000 to 2,200. What happens to the labor productivity of the workers? Yes, how do you find labor productivity? What is labor productivity? Labor productivity is the output generated per worker. So how can you calculate labor productivity? The total output divided by the number of workers, right? Or the number of workers, number of inputs. So we'll go for firm A. Tell me the numbers, guys. Firm A initially was producing 5,000 with 250 people. So how much is their labor productivity? How much is one person produced? Initially, they were producing 5,000 with 250 people. So labor productivity is 20. So one person is producing 20 units. Now, after that, what did firm A do? Firm A went and reduced the people to 200. When they reduced the people to 200, output went to 4,800. So they are producing 4,800 with how much? With 200 people. So how much is the labor productivity now? Now their labor productivity is 24. So what can you tell about the labor productivity of firm A? Has it increased or decreased after their reduction? What has happened? Labor productivity of firm A has increased. So first one is increased. We'll look at the firm B now. Firm B, initially they had 800 workers producing 2,000 units. So 2,000 divided by 800. How much is their productivity, guys? 2,000 divided by 800, 25? No, 2.5. Right. Then later, they have increased their labor to 2,000. Sorry, they have increased their labor to 1,000 and they are producing 2,200 units. So 2,200 divided by 1,000, what is their labor productivity now? Now their labor productivity is only 2.2. So one person is producing only 2.2 units. So what happened to their labor productivity, guys? Firm B, it decreased. So what can you give as an answer? Which one is the answer? Firm A has increased, firm B has decreased. Which one is our answer? Rises and falls. So your answer can be number 2, right? Firm A rises and firm B falls. Is that okay? It's an easy one, guys. Simple calculation that you have to do and you can get your answer. Okay. Right. Then going to the next. Question number 19. Okay, this is a very easy one. See, every year there is one question on these characteristics of the different market structure. Industry consists of large number of firms, all of which produces an identical product. Yes, what industry are we talking about? Large number of firms, everyone producing an identical product. What is this? Perfect competition, monopoly, monopolistic, oligopoly. They're talking about what? They're talking about perfect competition. What could explain why the demand curve facing each firm, why the demand curve facing each individual firm is downward sloping? What do you think? Yes. In perfect competition, what is the firm? Price taker or a price maker? The firm is what? The firm is a price taker. Why is the firm a price taker? Why should they take the price in the market? Why can't they set their own price? What are the 3 reasons? Okay, for me, okay, tell me one. When the firm is a price taker, what kind of demand curve will they have? Downward sloping or a perfectly elastic demand curve? They will have what? They will have a perfectly elastic, no, not a downward sloping. No. When the firm is a price taker, they have a perfectly elastic demand curve. Okay. Now, look at this. In this question, they are saying they are talking about a firm in perfect competition, but they are saying there is a downward sloping curve. So we just think, guys, what are the conditions for the firm to be a price taker? Give me the conditions. There are 3 conditions. What are the conditions? 1, large number of firms. Okay, so large number of firms means, or you can say, one firm produces only a small portion in the of the total output. That's because of large number of firms. One person produces only a small one, so he can't really control the price. No, let's say there are 100,000 A-level econ teachers. Okay, English medium, 100,000 teachers are there in Sri Lanka. Everyone is charging 3,000 a month class fee. Can I charge 4,000? Can't, no. Because I am only a small part, no. From the 100,000, I am just one person. So when there are large number of firms, you automatically become a price taker. Large number of firms. What is the second reason? Second reason is homogeneous product. So everyone is selling the same product. Now let's say all 100,000 teachers out there are doing the same thing. Everyone's teaching style is the same, tute is the same, everyone is giving the recordings, class time, everything is the same. Everything is the same. Can I go and charge 4,000 when they are charging 3,000? No one will come to me because everything is the same, homogeneous product. But even now, see, in this story, the industry consists of a large number of firms. So this first condition is met. Okay. Identical product, homogeneous product also. Second condition is also met. But still, they are facing a downward sloping curve. What does that mean, guys? That means that the third condition would have not been met, right? What is the third condition to be a price taker? What is the third condition? Large number of firms, homogeneous products, only if that is enough. Okay, I'll give you a simple example, guys. Okay, let's assume there are 100,000 teachers, 100,000 econ teachers. So what does that mean? There are a large number of firms. So can I go and charge 4,000 when everyone is charging 3,000? Can't. Yeah, price taker. Homogeneous product. All the 100,000 teachers are teaching the same thing, same note, same tute, everything is the same. Can I charge 4,000 when they are charging 3,000? Can't. But what if there is imperfect knowledge? You as a consumer, you don't know that. You don't know who are the econ teachers out there. You don't know what price they are charging. Then can I charge 4,000 from you? I can, right? Because you don't know. You have imperfect knowledge. You don't know who are the other teachers there. You only know me. You know Arshad sir is there. He is doing econ classes. But you don't know about the 99,000 other teachers teaching econ. You don't know what price they are charging. You don't know anything. You have imperfect knowledge. So then I can safely charge a higher price from you, right? Then I become a, well, then I can become a price maker. So for you to become a price taker, all three conditions. So there has to be perfect knowledge as well. Okay. So perfect knowledge, or you can say perfect information. There has to be perfect information, or there has to be perfect knowledge. So if there is perfect information and perfect knowledge, if all three conditions are met only, the firm will become a price taker. So in our case, what do you think is not there? The question is saying no, right? Large number of firms are there. Identical product also. But how can they still become a downward? How can they still have a downward sloping curve? Downward sloping means they're a price maker. They can set their own price. So what is the reason, guys? Should be the last one, right? There is imperfect knowledge. People like you don't know. So many econ teachers are there. Everyone is doing the same thing. But still I can set my own price because you don't know about it. You have imperfect knowledge. So because of that, I can go and set my own price. So can you say the firm act as a price taker? Can't. Because why? There's a downward sloping demand curve. Now, downward sloping means, right? See, the prices are different. You're not taking the market price. Freedom of entry and exit is not the reason why you have a downward sloping demand curve. Perfect mobility, not the reason. Limit on the amount consumers have available spend, again, doesn't really impact. But given that there is imperfect knowledge, now that price taker condition is violated. Is that clear? It's an interesting MCQ. Does that make sense? Are you able to logically connect that? There are three conditions for the firm to be a price taker. If they're a price taker, they have a perfectly elastic demand curve. But in our example, one condition is missing. So even if one condition is missing, they can set their price. No. Now see, in my example of this 100,000 teachers, what happened? 100,000 teachers are there. Everyone is selling the same thing. So first condition and second condition was met. But third condition of you knowing all of that is not there. You don't have perfect knowledge. You don't know who are the other teachers. You don't know what price they are charging. So then, do I have to take the price in the market? Do I have to take the 3,000 in the market? No. I can say, look here, students, class fees is 4,000. Because you don't know, because you have imperfect knowledge, you will come to my class. Because you don't know other teachers are charging 3,000. You don't know other teachers are teaching the same thing that I am teaching. You don't know that. So you will end up coming to my class. So even if one condition is not met, the firm becomes a price maker. Now I am making my own price and charging 4,000. Because why? Because you don't have that perfect information. So all three conditions have to be met. Is that okay, guys? Fine. It's an interesting question. Guys, can you all check the answer scheme as well? It's also giving 5, right? Past paper. 2013, question number 19. I don't know what the past paper answer is. I'm not sure if I made a careless mistake. Just check. 2013, question 19, 5. Okay. Right. 18th question, answer was 2. Yes, you all can get the answers from your past paper book, right? If you missed the answer. Okay. Last question for the 2019 paper. Class will finish by 6:30, guys. I started at 4:30 today. Okay. A perfectly competitive firm is, okay, these are very interesting. A perfectly competitive firm is producing 200 bags of rice per week, which it sells at 250 per bag. The table shows the firm's cost, fixed cost, variable cost, marginal cost. In the short run, what should the firm do to maximize its profits or losses? This one, guys, I want you all to remember this very carefully. If they give you a question about what should the firm do to maximize its profits or losses, there are certain conditions that you have to check. Condition number 1. First, you have to check whether the price that they are receiving is greater than the average variable cost. Or in other words, if you take it in total terms, if their total revenue is greater than their total variable. If this is no, what should the firm do, guys? If the price that they are receiving is not even enough to cover their average variable cost, or in other words, if their total revenue is not even enough to cover their total variable cost, what should the firm do? If this condition is not met, think and tell me. What should the firm do, guys? They have to not decrease output. They will shut down, right? Because if you can't even cover your average variable cost, no point staying. You will shut down and go. So if it is yes, then you will continue production. Then only you have to check the next condition. Check the next condition. What is my next condition? Condition number 2. Now you have to check MR and MC. If marginal revenue is equal to marginal cost, that means you're already in the profit maximizing output level. Then what should you do to the output? You should not make any change, right? No change in output. What if your marginal revenue is greater than your marginal cost? What should you do to output, guys, to maximize your profit? Every unit you're selling, your additional revenue is more than your cost. So to get the highest possible profit, what should I do? I have to increase output, right? Now just think, guys. Okay, we will give, I'll give you a simple example. Let's assume now, okay, per student. Okay, now per student who is coming to my fast track class, my marginal revenue is 4,000. I'm charging 4,000 class fee. marginal cost. My additional cost is, let's say, tube printing cost, website, this and that and that. Let's say it's 2,000. So how much is my profit? 2,000 rupees. So if I want to maximize, now see, my marginal revenue was more than my marginal cost. Marginal revenue is 4,000. Marginal cost is only 2,000. So if I want to get the highest possible profit, what should I try to do? Try to increase my number of spends, right? Increase my output. What if the opposite happens? What if the marginal revenue is less than the marginal cost? Okay, just think, I am charging 4,000 rupees per student, but because you're coming, I have to now upgrade my Zoom package. Now let's say I had a 100 participant Zoom package. Now I have to get a 500 participant Zoom package because you are the 101st person. Okay. And then usually if I print tutes, 100 is the ideal quantity, but if I print 101 odd number, tute printing cost also goes up. So now it's like a loss for me. When you come, the revenue you're bringing is 4,000, but because of you, the cost is 5,000. So what should I do to maximize my profit? I will cut you off. No, I will tell, no, limit is only 100. So I will then decrease output. So this is the conditions that you have to check. These are very common question, guys. That's why since it's the first question we are doing, I put all the conditions. So when you get a question like this, first check if the price is greater than the average variable cost. Now, if they have not given the price, they will at least give total revenue and total variable cost. Check if that is there. If no, then you have to shut down. Don't even think about the second condition. If yes, then only you have to check the next condition. We'll look at this one. Okay, can you tell me, guys, in this question, how much is the price? How much is the average variable cost? Price, they have not directly, they have given, no, here, they have said which sells it at 250. So price is 250. How much is the average variable cost? Total variable cost is 40,000. Number of units is how much? 200 bags. So 40,000 divided by 200, how much is your average variable cost? Average variable cost is only 200. So is the first condition met? Is the price greater than average variable cost? Yes, no. Price is 250. Average variable cost is only 200. So first condition is met. So yes. Therefore, what should we do? We should now check the second condition. What's the second condition? Second condition is now compare MR and MC and C. So MR and MC, how much is their marginal revenue? Marginal revenue is the price, right? So MR is 250. What is their marginal cost? Marginal cost also they are giving in the question is 250. So what should the firm do, guys? So MR and MC are equal to each other. What should they do to maximize their output? Cease production, increase output, decrease output, lower price, maintain output at the present level. What should they do? They should not make a change. So what answer is talking about not making a change? They should do what? Do this. Maintain output at the present level. So once again, I'll summarize. There are, since one person said they didn't understand. So guys, for this, you need to know the unit a little, right? If you're blank with the unit, you will not be able to figure it out. So when they give you a question like this, they give you some numbers and ask, what should the firm do to maximize profit? So what should the firm do? You have to check two things. First thing you have to check is the firm covering their average variable cost? Okay, you have to check that. So that is what I'm checking first. Is the price greater than ABC? So price is 250. Average variable cost I calculated and saw it's 200. So first condition is met. Fine. So what does that mean? They have to continue production. So then you have to decide if they are continuing production to maximize profits, what should they do? So there we will check MR and MC. So if MR and MC is equal to each other, they are already at the profit maximizing level. So then don't make a change. If MR is greater, then increase the output. If MR is lesser, then decrease the output. So in our one, it met the first condition and MR was equal to MC. So therefore, what did we do? We said maintain output at the present level. So there are similar questions that come. Is that okay? Fine. Question. Shall I show you another question? Like, I remember there was another question in the how did equal? See, MR is given, right? Now, see, MR is the price. Price is 250. Here, MC is 250. So, information given that I'm taking, right? Marginal revenue is equal to price. So, when they say price is this, I take that. Okay. So, let me go to the 2017 question. Why they divide 40,000 by 200? That is to find the average variable cost. Total variable cost is 40,000. If they have given total revenue, you don't have to do that. Have they given total revenue in this question? No, they have not given. Okay. MR equals MC, firm is earning abnormal profits? No, you can't say that. The firm is at their profit maximizing level. Okay. Let me go to the 2017 paper. I clearly remember. Okay. Follow my same these things and tell what should the firm do here. Same question was repeated in 2017. These are my conditions. I will leave this up to you. Decide it now. A firm in perfectly competitive industry is facing a downward sloping situation in the short run. Current output 500, market price is 6, total cost is 5,000, fixed cost is 1,000, marginal cost is 6. The firm whose goal is profit maximization should do what? Okay. First, can you calculate and tell me, guys, okay, how much is the price here? Price is 6. How much is the average variable cost? You will have to calculate. Can you first tell me, guys, how much is the variable cost? Total variable cost. Now, average variable cost is total variable cost divided by the number of units. How much is the total variable cost? Total cost is 5,000. Fixed cost is 1,000. So total variable cost is how much? Total variable cost is 4,000. So total variable cost divided by the number of units will give you the average variable cost. How many units? How many units? Number of units? 500. So how much is your average variable cost? Average variable cost is 8. Yes, how did I get 5? Yes, you must be lacking a little bit of basic knowledge. Yes, total cost is the addition of fixed cost and variable cost. Yeah. So total cost is 4,000 means fixed cost is 1,000 means the variable cost is the remaining 4,000. That's how that 4,000 came. Okay. So this is 8. Right. Go and check, are they meeting the first condition, guys? Price is 6 rupees, but the average variable cost of producing that is 8. Have they met the first condition? Yeah. Have they met? Is the price greater than the average variable cost? No, they have not met the first condition. Then what should you do? Then you need to shut down, right? So what is shut down? Shut down means you don't produce. So which one is your answer then? Your answer has to be reduce output to 0. You will shut down. So what is shutting down? Temporary closing. You don't produce anything. But some people, what they do? Without checking the first condition, they directly go and check the second condition. So MR is 6, right? Marginal revenue, that is the price. MC is 6. MR equals MC. Oh, so then what you should do, sir? You should leave the output unchanged. Most people will go to 3. But you can't go to the second one without checking the first one. So only if the first condition is met, you go to the second condition. The first condition is not met. No, your price is not even enough to cover your average variable cost. Then forget about MRMC. Then you should say the firm will reduce the output to 0. Right, good question. Now see, the price that they are getting is not enough to cover the average variable cost. So why can't you say increase the selling price? Why can't you say number 2? Why can't this be the answer? So if they can increase the selling price to 8, problem solved. So if they want to maximize their profit, price is only 6, average variable cost is 8. Why don't they increase their price to 10? Others, any guesses? I only have one correct answer. Why aren't they increasing their price to 10? If price equals ABC, they will still continue. Because this is a firm in what, guys? This is a firm in perfect competition. Think, can a firm in perfect competition take their own price? Can they decide and increase their price? They're a price taker, right? Can they make their own price? Can they say, okay, I'm going to charge 10 rupees now? You can't. They're a price taker. So they can't change this 6. They will sell at 6. They can't change that. That is why number 2 is also wrong. Is that clear, guys? So similar questions come. So follow that procedure. You follow the first condition, then follow the second condition, then you can get an answer. What if they do? So if they do, no one will buy from them, right? That's the whole point of a perfectly elastic curve. Think of a perfectly elastic demand curve. If the price increase, there is no demand at all, right? Think there are 100,000 econ teachers. Everyone is selling the same thing. Everyone is charging 3,000. I go and charge, let's say, 4,000. If I go and charge 4,000, will anyone come to me? No. 100,000 teachers are there. Everyone is selling the same thing. So if I increase my price, it goes on. Okay. Does price equal MR? Yes. Yes, price is always equal MR. What if they reduce? They will not reduce. Because what's the point? I'll come to that later, right? I think if you were one of my theory students, go and see. I did teach why will they not reduce as well? Because they don't have to reduce. Okay, think if they reduce, can they increase the demand? No. Perfect competitive firm, they can sell any number of units at the, okay. Yes, can a perfectly competitive firm increase their price? They can't. Because if they increase price, people will go to the other people. But will they reduce the price? Why no? They won't because of this. Now, what is a perfectly elastic demand curve mean? What does it mean? You can sell any number of units at this given price. So why are you reducing the price? If I can get any number of students I want at 3,000 rupees per month class fees, why will I reduce my price and give? Think, you're selling something. So just because you reduce, your quantity demand is not going to go up because I can sell. Now, if, okay, let's say, if I want to, okay, let's say, okay, think like this. I can get 100 students at the price of 3,000 rupees a month, right? 100 students at the price of 3,000 a month. I can get 200 students also at the price of 3,000. I can get 500 students also at the price of 3,000. Why will I reduce my price? Do you see? There is no point, right? If I can get any amount of students at the price of 3,000, why will I make my price 2,500? Now, usually you reduce the price to increase your QD, you know. So if you reduce the price, people will buy more. But at that same price, if you can increase your QD, why should you reduce the price? Got it? So you won't reduce the price. That's why firms will not reduce the price as well, because at 3,000, I can get any amount of students. Why should I reduce the price to 2,500? Yeah. And in the long run, if you reduce, you will make losses as well, because you're only earning a normal profit. Okay. Right. Coming back to my question now, where were we? We were here. Is this part clear, guys? So it's a common question. I can't remember which other years a question like this came, but in the future we'll do. Okay. So if they give you some numbers like this and ask what can you do, you follow those steps. You follow the steps, you can get an answer. Any question? Fine. Right. So 2013 is